Hi, my name is Shantae Harris, and I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist. I'm also the founder of Cordova Reflections Family Counseling Center. And we're back, y'all. Here's my husband, Daryl Harris.
That's me.
And today we're coming back to talk a little more about our topic, which is
Keeping the fire alive in your marriage and getting the fire back if you've lost it already.
okay. And how would we define fire? Well, I personally define fire as that thing that keeps the relationship together. The emotional connection as well as physical connection. Because with the fire is pretty much what keeps the relationship going. It's that burning flame that makes you want to be with the person that you're with.
Exactly. So it's almost like I'm sure that many of the married couples, or if you've been in a relationship for a certain amount of time, you have those days and those points in time where you just don't want to be in the person's presence. And it's okay. It's okay. And that's how I define the fire. Like if you're on fire and your relationship is on fire, you want to be near that person. You need that person around you. And it just feels good when they're near you.
Yeah, exactly. And at times the fire, that doesn't mean the fire is going to continuously burn like full flames. It may simmer down a little bit and then flame back up again.
You got to put some more wood on that fire.
Put some wood on the fire, which leads us to what helps us, or what is the wood that we can put on the fire to keep the relationship going.
All right, fellas, don't get dirty ideas. I'm sorry, go ahead. You're good.
So what I want to do is, we did have some comments when we actually put the topic out earlier this week, or maybe last week.
Good comments. Yes.
They were really good comments, so we appreciated them. One of them was date nights. And I know my husband and I, we're firm believers of date nights. And I know a lot of people, they do use date nights as a way to kind of keep that connection in their relationship. So date nights are very important.
Very important. It's just a way to unpack things that you've experienced throughout the week, or whatever you're going through at your job or your friends, and different things that you encounter throughout the day. It's just good just to have those date nights at the end of the week, just to talk it through.
Exactly. And another comment we got was respecting each other's feelings. Now, respect is very important in any relationship. I think without respect of each other, then it's hard to have a positive, healthy relationship. Like, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I totally agree. So, especially when it comes to men, we need respect. It's not a want. We require respect, especially in our household, in our home.
And I think in any relationship, you want to be respected. Like, even in a friendship, you're not going to be friends with somebody that's disrespectful or that's not respecting you. So it's the same in a relationship, in a romantic relationship. You want to be respected. You want to feel respected. You want to feel heard. Another one is check-ins. I think check-ins are really important, and check-ins can kind of go along with date nights, don't you think?
That's when we usually do our check-ins.
Yeah, because we typically, when we're on date night, we might have some check-ins like, okay, so how's everything going? I guess they say you don't really want to bring up kids when you're doing date nights, but you can. Yeah. You can kind of check in on, like, how is everything going, maybe determine if maybe one person is feeling overwhelmed by their duties or what they're doing in the household. So it'll give, an opportunity to maybe decide to kind of break up, or maybe divide some of the chores, or I wouldn't say chores, but maybe divide some of the tasks within the household.
Okay, I'll be honest. We often, on date night, we strategize with our children. If we have something that's going on, let's say, let's talk about this. We need to fix Nikki. Not to throw up any names.
Yeah, we don't really try to fix them though. Okay, so that was more so, the comments were pretty much date nights, respecting each other, check-ins, pretty much all those things that we all kind of want to have happen in our relationships. Now, I did have an article that I really appreciated and that I felt was really interesting from Psychology Today. The author was Abigail. Let me grab it real quick.
Oh, you got it.
I have it. Let me see. So the author was Abigail Brenner. I want to make sure I give her credit. And the title of the article was 7 Ways to Keep the Flame Alive in Your Relationship. Now, she mentioned 7 different ways to keep the flame or fire going in your relationship. And the main thing that she mentioned was gratitude and respect,
Ooh.
which I feel was pretty interesting that she would say gratitude and respect, the two of those traits, as two of the traits that kind of keep the flame going. And it's funny because it kind of goes along with some of the comments that we got,
Exactly.
on Instagram. So, the number one trait that she mentioned was to keep growing together.
Exactly.
When she said growing together, she meant sharing personal goals and being open to change together.
Yes, exactly. Now, we just add in. Could I add in a little bit?
Oh, sure.
Okay, so when we talk about growing together, in my opinion, now I'm here just to speak on the male perspective. Now, when we talk about growing together, we're talking about individual goals that we have. Like you have your individual goals, I got mine, because we're still two separate people. But at the same time, we need to have couples goals that we have as a team, our long-term goals, short-term goals. And that's why it's so important that we go back to check-ins as well, so we can check on the progression of those goals. And it's so important that you maintain that integrity of those individual and team goals as well.
I agree, because just because you're in a partnership, you don't want to lose your individuality. You still want to remain in that partnership because that's part of the relationship. You're not just an individual anymore. But at the same time, you don't want to lose yourself in the relationship. So you can still have your own individual goals. If your goal was to be a pianist or to run a company, that shouldn't change because now you're in a relationship.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I think you can help each other. I think that can help with the bond, the connection, the flame, by helping each other in their goals.
Yeah, because I think it creates a resentment if there's a part of me that wants to do something, but since I'm married to you, I can't do it.
Exactly.
And that's how brothers be feeling trapped. I'm being honest.
He's never felt that way.
I've never felt that. That looked kind of weird, but I've never felt that way.
Yeah, but I mean, we don't want our husbands or our spouses to feel trapped. We want them to feel like they still have their own individual life, and their life's not just a part of your life, and that's it.
Yeah.
But of course, the two should come together and still be one, as the Bible says.
All right, what's our number 2?
Number 2 is to surprise one another. Now, I know I like surprises. I like flowers. I like, it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to be anything big. It doesn't, just maybe text messages, small gifts, breakfast in bed, love notes.
So if I brought you a lollipop, would you be happy with that?
I'll be happy because you brought it to me.
Stop it. Oh, Kat. Come on now. Okay, I'm giving you a lollipop. Not a surprise, is it?
I know, see? It has to be a surprise now. You got to come up with something else.
Yeah, well, from a male perspective, it's just, we got to be unpredictable, fellas. We can't do the same thing, the same way, the same time of year. We got to do things just to keep them guessing.
Oh, sorry to interrupt. All right, cheers.
Oh, cheers. Okay.
I didn't want to drink without toasting first.
Okay. Oh, too unpredictable. That was unpredictable. I wouldn't expect it. So it's just being spontaneous as well. Just keep them guessing.
And I think we all like spontaneity, so that's important. And the third number three, is express gratitude often. Expressing gratitude goes a long way. Like letting your partner know how much you appreciate them, identifying and doing what your partner needs individually to help them be their best is what was mentioned in Psychology Today, which I think is really important. Like recognizing and maybe even asking, like, what do you need from me today?
Yeah.
Like, so I know a lot of couples, that's what they do first thing maybe in the morning, is asking the other person, like, what do you need from me today to make your day better?
Exactly. Now, from a male perspective, is we need you to stroke our egos. You know, I love when you tell me, I need you. Thanks for what you did, and this whole family thing doesn't work without you, and that just makes me feel like the biggest man in the world. And I like it, and just stuff like that just shows gratitude that I'm appreciated, and it makes you just want to buy flowers or something.
Well, when I first say I need you, this whole family thing wouldn't work without you.
Yeah, I just gave you the answer. And didn't count.
No, but really, we do need to do that for each other. Like, and I know there's plenty of times we just assume the other person knows that they're appreciated, but just tell them anyways, even if you think they know.
Assumptions.
That's true.
Right. What's number 4?
Number 4 is touching each other. And touch doesn't always have to be sexual. It can
It don't. Okay.
Not all the time.
Okay.
But I mean, it can be sexual as well. You know, sex is a great connection in a relationship, you know, between a couple. And but it doesn't necessarily have to be. It can be kissing hello to each other. That's something that we like to do. Like, before we leave the household, we like to kiss each other hello, kiss each other goodbye.
It's one of our norms. So I was saying, this simple thing is holding hands. A lot of men, they think that once you get married or once you've been in a long-term relationship, you don't got to hold hands anymore. They think that's just for the girlfriends. But trust me, fellas, wives love it too. And it brings you closer together.
Exactly.
And it just shows the public we're one. And it just demonstrates a unity. It's sitting close. It's not just about sex, as Shantae said. It's more so about just being together, and it just creates an intimacy in itself.
And then just a little nugget for you men, like when you start that intimacy early on, maybe early on that day, maybe just a touch here, a touch there, a little text message, it can lead to sex later in the day or in the evening.
Exactly. That was this pastor that told us in Hawaii one time. He said, if I rub this table, if I rub it hard enough and fast enough, it's going to start to get hot. And the same thing goes for touch. You keep rubbing something, the flame's going to grow.
Exactly.
Yes.
So, number 4 or number 5 we're at now?
I think we have 4. We have 4 to hold the table up. Do you have a 5th one?
I think there was a 5th one. I think. Okay, we're either at 4 or 5. All right, we'll get this straight.
This is the second glass.
But the next one and the last one is try something new together.
Oh, yeah.
Introduce new events and experiences. Like, do something that you've never done before. Take dance lessons. Travel to a new country. Like, do something that you can both experience and may become a memory for you all later in life. So that when you're older and just sitting around, you can be like, oh, remember when we did this? Or remember that time when we learned ballroom dancing. And, you know, and you were horrible at it, or you were or you were great at it. But I mean, it's a memory that you can always keep, and it helps you grow closer and keeps your bond together.
Yeah, I always look at those memories as being a key, because you can draw back on those memories when you're going through rough times. And you say, remember when that time we went over here? We did all this stuff, and we're going to let this little petty argument, you know. So it's just one of those things just to bring you back. So when you think about the good times and how they outweigh the bad times, it just grows your bond even more. So creating those memories is very important.
It is. And that's funny that you mentioned that, because I remember almost 20 years ago during my
okay, go ahead.
Right before we got married, during my bridal shower, one of the ladies at my bridal shower actually gave me that advice. She said to always remember those good moments for the times when you may be upset with each other, when you feel like, I don't really like this person right now. You can remember those, you can kind of go back to those moments and those memories that'll kind of let you know why you're with that person, or remind you of why you're with that person.
Exactly. That's good. That's good right there.
Yeah.
So are we going to introduce a topic for next week, or are we going to...
Okay, so the topic for next week, do we need a drum roll? Is, and this is a common one, people may know of this, but what is your love language?
Ooh.
So we're going to introduce, or it may not be an introduction to some, maybe a review of, introduce or review the 5 love languages, and kind of talk about the love languages, and maybe see if other couples are able to guess what their partner's love language is. So for this week, if you can go on Instagram and comment about what you think your partner's love language is, and also maybe even try to guess what your love language may be. And then we'll also provide a quiz within one of the Instagram posts so that you can actually determine what exactly your love language is and allow your partner to determine the same thing.
Yeah, those love languages are very important. It's because if I don't know her love language, I won't know how she receives love, and she don't know mine, and vice versa. So I could be doing nice things, but she won't take me as nice things. I thought that was the most beautiful thing in the world that I did for you, and she was like, "What, really? I don't even understand." So it's like, yeah, we gotta know each other languages.
Yeah, and sometimes what we tend to do is we tend to express love the way that we receive love. So if we receive love a certain way, we assume that our partners are receiving love in that same way. So when we're expressing love to them, we'll be showing them love in the way that we receive love, but they may not even be receiving it in that manner because it's not their love language. But we're going to definitely get more into that. So like I said, go on Instagram, comment on what you think your partner's love language is and what you may think your love language is. And let's all kind of have fun with it and see if we can guess right. And like I said, I'll include the quiz in the Instagram post so that you can take the quiz and determine what exactly is your love language. And that'll hopefully help your relationships and make sure that we're all showing each other love the way that we want to receive. Well, the way the other person wants to receive love.
Not the way we want to receive.
Not the way we want to receive.
Oh, that's going to be good. That's going to be fun.
I think so.
Yeah, so we look forward to your comments, and we thank you for the previous comments, and we look forward to the future comments. So,
exactly.
Love languages. Let's go.
And before we go off, I did want to say that, you see we have our candle today. So what we're going to do is, throughout the week, we'll get comments about favorite love language. You can comment on the video, whatever comments you make, and we're gonna pick a name out of a hat. And the one person we choose will get a Bath and Body Works gift card or e-gift card.
Yeah.
So, like we said, go ahead and make your comments and let us know like what your love language is. And you can also comment and continue to comment over the topic from last week about keeping the flame going and what may have helped you keep the flame going in your relationship if you didn't have a chance to comment previously. But again, we thank you all for tuning in.